Hey, what's happening, Nation? It's Joku. Welcome to part 2 of the Patriots breakdown. We're going to be taking a look at that defense tonight. We talked about it a pretty good bit in the last video because it's really going to be what's carrying this team. And we all know Belichick's going to go out there and just kind of scheme the perfect defense for whoever he's playing against. And it's one of the reasons that it makes him such a great coach. So we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to jump into it. I want to get your guys' opinions on it. I want to get your opinion about what offense we should be running out there against this defense. So we're not going to waste too much time. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. I always do appreciate that. But let's jump into it, man. The first glaring thing that you'll see out there is they lost Jamie Collins and they lost Van Noy. Those are two huge bodies that are incredibly hard to just get rid of and then replace with somebody else coming in behind. The secondary out there is still completely stacked, but losing those two linebackers takes a good bit off of this defense. I'm telling you that right now. It's going to open up a lot more than you were seeing last season. But it's still jacked out there, so let me know what you guys are thinking. Ardo, what's happening, dude? Raiders fan, hope you had a good 4th, bro. Man, I did. Got out there late last night. Wished everybody a happy 4th. It was a good time. Numbers, welcome to the show. Steven, what's going on? Anthony, what's happening, man? Oh, Will, what's going on, dude? F this defense, it's overrated. We'll kill them. I'm starting to think that, man, and I was going back and forth on it, but I don't know if it's our offensive line or just the defensive fronts that we've been facing, just those front sevens. They're really not scaring me too much. I mean, but don't get me wrong, this defense has some crazy pieces on it. And you saw how many games it won for them last season. Oh, Mark, welcome to the live, dude. I'm glad you can make it out. We're going to smash the Pats. Duggar is so legit. Yeah, I like him a lot, dude. I wanted to put him in the starting lineup. I know it's either going to be him or Adrian Phillips that's filling that spot. It's probably going to be Phillips to start the season, but I really think Duggar's going to go out there and just completely take that position over for these guys. The Patriots they say they run a 3-4, and this is kind of like a 3-4 hybrid that you're looking at because they run into a lot of nickel. They go into a lot of dime. They got a ton of depth on this defense, so they can really kind of open it up and just kind of umbrella you and then just leave it to where you're forced to run, and then they just stop the pass completely. But I think with the weapons that we have, we're going to be able to spread them out and take advantage of some of these, so I'm happy about it, man. Andrew, what's up, dude? Welcome to the show, man. So yeah, we'll start with their defensive line. Like I said, they run the 3-4, so they have Guy. They brought Allen over from Tampa, and then they have Simon up front. It's not anything crazy. It's nothing too special out there. I really think that our front 5 will definitely be able to handle that. And then they went and they got Copeland from the Jets, and that was the thing. I got him highlighted up over here. I really don't see him as a starter for this team. I know a lot of people do think he's going to be starting, but if he did, I mean, he would be over here and just pretend that Duggar would be gone. He would be just kind of off the screen over here. And that's what they would be looking like if they were in their true 3-4 setup up there. But I really just don't see it happening because there's no reason to take Duggar or Phillips out of this defense for any reason, especially if you're bringing in somebody like Copeland who's a little bit slower. He's not really going to have time to make those big plays for him. But when you have a guy that has the explosiveness like Duggar does out there, or even Phillips out there, you have to play it. You have to have it set up like that. But, I mean, it still leaves 4 people on the line. And with the other linebackers that they have rotating in, I mean, even Copeland could rotate in for Calhoun out there. And then they got Hightower. And we'll jump into Hightower real quick just because he's probably the most versatile linebacker in football. The dude is insanely, insanely good. And Belichick will use him everywhere in any possible way that he can. He'll send Hightower out. Hightower will be coming off these edges out here. He'll be coming right up in these gaps right here. They'll put him right in the middle of the field and just kind of move Bentley over to one side. So the options are limitless with him because he can straight up do anything. And if he can drop into coverage, he reminds me a lot of Littleton, to be honest with you. I put those guys very much on the same level out there. I really like his play style. I really like what he brings to the Patriots. I really wish we didn't have to face him. But the dude's an elite linebacker out there. So as far as their linebacking core goes, I know they lost 2 great ones, but they kept their damn near their absolute best one out there. So Hightower's no joke. We got to watch out for that. That is what it is. Oh, OC right by the beach. What's up, dude? What's going on? Duggar will start over McCourtney eventually. I think Duggar might end up just starting in that nickel spot for them like we have Joyner doing for us, since we run so much nickel and they do too, and they run a lot of dimes, so I think you'll still see Duggar out there. I think the McCourty brothers out there, we'll jump into the M in a second, but that's crazy, dude. Having those two on the same team is crazy. Chung been with them for a long time. Crazy to think the Raiders got him. Man, I really like Chung. That drives me insane. Anthony, I'll give you that. Digger is going to be a solid. Yeah, Duggar is going to be a definite solid player. Watts, what's up, dude? Welcome to the show, man. Championships are won in the trenches. We have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. They just got to stay healthy. And like I said before, even Mark, if they take a hit or two on that offensive line, I'm telling you right now, we have enough depth on that offensive line where we'll be able to make it through a few weeks and did really not even skip a beat out there. So I agree with what you're saying out there, and I truly love the fact that we're so strong out there. Oh, Michael, what's going on, dude? Oh, bringing it to the nation. Littleton is a lot faster than Hightower. He is. Yes, he is. And he's better in coverage, but I'm not taking anything away from Hightower out there, man. That dude, we've all seen it. We've seen it time and time again. He's a baller, dude. He's a true baller. Get the likes up, y'all. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, dude, I mean, click that thumbs up if you guys haven't yet. That really helps me out. It's all on Carr to recognize the blitzer, and if they stunt, it is. And so much of this will come down to us just being able to pass the ball effectively against this defense. Because, all right, we'll jump into the secondary real quick. They got the McCourty brothers out there. They got Chung, and they got Gilmore, who's probably arguably one of the best cornerbacks in football out there. This secondary is stacked, and they still have Duggar. They still have Phillips back there. They still have Jonathan Jones and J.C. Jackson if they drop into those dime packages. That secondary is legit from the top to the bottom and everything in between. And if somebody goes down, they got somebody that can plug right in there. And the way that Belichick schemes against the team that he plays against is insane. So we have to be able to go out there and make a lot of adjustments because you have to account for whatever he's trying to do and whatever two players he's trying to just completely take away from you, which for us it's usually Josh Jacobs and Waller. But I really think we have the talent out there to where we can start spreading it out to where if you take those two guys out of our offense, we don't completely just stop and go to nothing out there. That drives me insane when that happens. So hopefully Gruden will really just kind of open it up this game. I put us in the third and Renfro package out there just because I think Renfro is a pretty good mismatch in this game. So, but I'm really thinking it's going to take power sets to end up moving the ball, staying on the field, consistently driving down the field. I'm really thinking you're going to see a lot of the 2-3 tight end sets out there. I think this is going to be one of those games and just taking those short little underneath passes when we can get them, and then every now and again doing a play action and just trying to stretch Ruggs down the line. Because if Ruggs can get a step on Gilmore or McCourty, I don't care if the safety's not in the right position. He's faster than everybody else on the field. So hopefully Carr will be able to drop 1 or 2 dimes this game and get us in the house that way. But we're really going to have to see what happens with that. Already liked the video, and Jacobs will have 150 yards this game. Arda, I really think you're right, and I really think he's going to have a very, very good season. I've heard a couple people say that he's not going to be over 1,000 yards this season. I'm putting him like into that, I'm going to say like 1,400 to 1,500 yard mark. I really think he's going to ball out this year. I cannot wait for that. Is that our... Oh, Shalika, yes, it is. I know I spelled his name wrong, but he used to play for the Raiders. Yeah, he did back in the day. That is our boy right there. They don't blitz secondary much, though. They don't. They drop everybody. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be hard because they'll play that umbrella defense against you and force you to just run the ball and take those underneath routes, and that's how we're going to win this game. It's going to be... I know you guys are going to hate to see it, but this game itself is going to be a lot of dinking and dunking from Carr, establishing the run game, moving that line, and then just taking his occasional shots, and we have to be able to connect on those shots because if we don't, they really start just stacking this box completely, and we cannot get on those outside wide receivers. That's where it's going to be what you guys were saying. I could see this turning into the Jets game from last season where the defense just totally takes advantage of us. That happened because we did not get to our outside wide receivers. Carr has to be better at that. He has to make that adjustment this season. He has to get the ball to those outside guys, or else it's going to be a long game because this defense is good enough to go out there and shut some teams down. Carr is really smart and is good at reading the defense. Carr is extremely smart. I think now that he has this playbook pretty much down, even defenses like this with an incredibly strong secondary, I think you're going to see him pick them apart, but I think it's not going to be those explosive plays like everybody's wanting to see, man. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a lot of Renfro and Waller crossing across the middle. It's going to be a lot of little digs and drag routes to where we're just hitting them quick, especially with somebody like Bowden coming in there, motioning out, catching a quick little drag, and just seeing if he could turn it into something bigger. I see Ruggs doing a lot of work over the middle of the field this game, and happy to see that. I just do not want to see Chung or McCourty step up and just light him up across the middle one time. You have to confuse the defense, you do. And you have to get into Belichick's head, which is easier said than done. I really hope we can do it. If we pound the rock, we might be able to tire out the defense, but I don't know if it's possible because they have a lot of depth. They do, but a lot of the depth in that defensive line and those linebackers is not very good. Their depth is in their secondary. This whole defense is built on jacking that secondary and keeping that one super strong, explosive, high-tower linebacker right there in the middle of the field. Just letting him do whatever he wants to do out there. So you really can't sleep on it, but I think we're going to be able to run the ball good this game. Having Bowden will be a great to throw Belichick off. His defense struggles against scrambling QBs. They do. And I really think if we can get out there and just utilize these guys properly, that's all I'm going to say at this point because I have no idea what Gruden's going to do with these guys yet. But if he can go out there and just get on these mismatches and I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. Going against Belichick's always tough because it always seems no matter who he has on this team, he's going to end up making them look a ton better than they actually are. Having try to get Williams on Gilmore. Ruggs will dust McCourty. He has lost that step. I really think if Ruggs can get a step on either one of those guys, he will be able to just stretch it completely down the field to where Carr just needs to throw it up there. Because if he can get behind, if you did switch it and he got behind McCourty, there's no chance that anybody's catching him on the left-hand side of the field. So I'll give you that. I'll give you that all day. It's going to be a gritty game. Bill has something to prove. Raiders will have to shut him down and do with authority. Cam may or may not be a factor. I don't know. I'm curious to see him in action. It's going to be week 3, so I'm not expecting too much to be coming out of Cam. I could really see Stidham honestly starting the season for him just because he's been there, he knows the playbook, and then Cam slowly working in and taking that position over. But if Cam goes out there and just wins it outright, I still don't see him having a good enough grasp on it to go out there and work his way past our defense. I think our defense is going to be stronger than anybody's giving him credit for, but I do think this game will be down and dirty. I really think it's going to be extremely physical, so I'm hoping, because this is going to be a game in the trenches, so I'm hoping that we could just come out of this game with a win, but more come out of it healthy. Coach Gruden is the superior coach, never forgot how to coach. However, he did have a patch together an offense last year with minimum weapons. This year he has the weapons to contend for a championship. If he can use them right, man, Gruden's got to prove something to me this year. I'm telling you that right now. He does. He has to prove something to me. I'm not going to get into it. I've been into it before, but that dude needs to get out there and just show that he can truly just take these guys, put them to their strengths, and then capitalize on it. And then make adjustments midway throughout the game to continue to capitalize on it instead of just trying to keep getting water from the same well that's been dried out for the past 6 weeks. Gruden, need something out of you, man. I agree about Belichick, but with all those new players, we will hopefully give them problems, even though we are young. And that's the thing; they are super young, but these guys they're fast, dude, and they're explosive. And if they can just make those little catches, because that's what sucks, but that's the game this is going to be. Make those little catches and turn it into something. It's going to be really big for us. Ruggs is going to have to beat the press from Gilly. Yes, he is, and he's going to have those hands directly in his chest at the start of every single play. And it's going to throw the timing off at first, so he has to be able to get off that and make it happen. I hate to think about it. I see Rodney Harrison. I said no football will happen. Guys spit sweat, cough, and bleed all over the field. And yeah, no football. There is. I'm excited. I mean, dude, I really think there's still going to be a season. I think the preseason they're talking about totally doing away with. And that sucks for not us as like really the fans, but for the undrafted free agents, for the late round rookie drafts, for the people that were brought onto this team that are trying to earn a spot out there. They're never going to get that shot. Because I'm telling you, skip preseason completely. You're pretty much just going through a single team camp and you're cutting people every single day to get down to that 53. I guess now it'll be 55, but those dudes will be on your practice squad but can be activated on game day with that new rule change. But still, I mean, that's like a good 30 dudes that are just gone, that are never even going to have a fair shot at it. We need Tyrell to step up since Ruggs is locked down, and I think he will. I think Waller, is a really good matchup in this game for us. I really think bringing in Foster and running that 2 tight end set, the two tight end set, and then bringing Ingold in puts you a lot of power on the field, but you can still make a lot of plays out of that. I really like Ingold with Richard and Ingold with Bowden in this setup as far as we're looking at this with the two tight end set out there, just because it gives you a ton of speed out there still, but you still have the power to make those little plays happen. And that's what I'm hoping we see. Just a truly mixed bag of offenses looking out there for us this game. Get a linebacker on Renfro, Waller on Duggar. That would be big. Waller would take advantage of him all game long. And Renfro's fast enough to get past any little tight end and make those little moves to get those quick little first downs for us. So I'll take that. A whole team is built on the secondary, not just the defense. I'll give you that, dude. I mean, it really is. This defense, that secondary is truly jacked. And it truly is, man. Those guys could step up. But if you start... Oh, man, it's a tough one. Their defense is still solid, but they're missing some key pieces out there, and they didn't really replace them to what they had out there. Better coverage gives you the line a better chance to put pressure. Yes, it does. That is very, very true. I think they will take advantage of that. Depth is there, no injuries, and they can't get in. You have the D-line, linebackers need a little more depth. Can't crystallize the win. No, you really can't, dude. But I'm telling you, this defense is still going to be looking stout out there. This defense is still going to go out there and win them a good bit of games. But I think if we can establish the run against the Patriots, everything else will slowly open back up. But it's just going to be, a lot of dumping runs out there. I'm telling you, it is. Cam will be starting soon enough. Yes, he will. I really still think Cam's going to win the starting job going into the season. But if they don't have a true camp, we don't have any preseason games, then I could see Stidham winning it. But I'm talking maybe 3, possibly 4 weeks before Cam gets in there and just takes it over, especially if they don't win those first couple games. Ruggs has one of the best corners in the NFL on him, weeks 2, 3, and 4 as a rookie. He does, and that's going to be Williams needing to step up. It's going to be Waller needing to step up. It's going to be Zay Jones out there. And honestly, I could probably see Zay Jones playing that outside spot, moving Ruggs into that slot spot just to see if that corner follows him, because I really think that corner will probably follow him the entire game. But if they don't, we can get him mismatched in the slot. We need to take full advantage of that. I'm on the fence with Gruden. He has to show me something this year. We have to show up and show out. It must no less. Yes, if we keep Mayock and throw Gruden out next year, it has to be gold to do something with it. Yeah, I'll give you that. And I really think Mayock's here for the long haul. That dude has not really made any mistakes since he has been on there, and he has brought in some true talent onto this team, so I will take that all day. No way Gruden gets fired no matter what happens. I don't think he will be fired, not at the end of this season, but I'm telling you, if we go out there and we don't make the playoffs again, that's going to be the talk of the offseason, because Derek Carr is probably going to be gone. It's going to be Gruden in the hot seat unless he can bring a quarterback in here that can win. I trust in Gruden 100%. A lot of people do. I support you for saying it, dude. He's got something to prove for me. Bro, Gruden is on a 10-year deal. He ain't going anywhere soon. You'd be surprised how fast those deals can come to an end if you're not going out there. And I'm telling you, man, if he doesn't make the playoffs, they're going to be talking about it. If he doesn't make the playoffs again after that, he's done. 10-year contract or not, he'll be done after that. Go Raiders. Nobody will be ready to play. You have to be a weekly practice in the preseason. That's it, dude. This whole season's going to start off as just a true cluster out there of every team, not just us. And that's why I keep telling people, like, man, I'm banking on these rookies just like you are, but I really don't know if we're going to see them in those first couple weeks. We'll probably see them in little spurts out there, but you can't go out there and expect some guy to come in there who's never played a game in his life, never had a preseason, to go in there and start for you week 1 when you have established guys on your roster out there. That's why I'm saying we're probably going to see Joyner to start this season. As much as I don't want to see Joyner, he's probably going to be our starter out there. Don't really want to see Zay Jones that much, but I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a big dose of Zay Jones week 1 through 3 as we start to get established and get into a rhythm of the season out there, because you want your guys that have been here. Gardy how are you, dude? Welcome to the show. Yeah, I said it right. I nailed it. If we can master the Wildcat formation and keep pounding it with Jacobs, Belichick will go belly up. And that's, I'm telling you, man, that Wildcat, a lot of people have been talking about it. And it does. It looks a lot better with Mariota in there. I just don't think it's going to be one of our full-time things. But if we can get in there and get into just like a little play package, maybe you see it 2-3 times a game, where Mariota comes in there and he's running the Wildcat and he has Ruggs on one side and Bowden on the other, or Jacobs on one side and Bowden on the other, and Ruggs coming across faking a jet sweep. That's looking crazy, and I really want to see that. And I wanted to see it through the preseason because we'd have all those weapons on the field, but we're just not going to see it because of the way they're jacking everything up right now. No preseason is kind of dumb, though. It really is. I really thought preseason would be a good test for them, just having those 2 games just to see like if there was going to be a spread before you just jump head on into the regular season. So we'll see what happens with that. Nobody will be ready to... Oh, yeah, there we go. Can't wait for this game. This game's going to be a good game. It really is. And I really think we're going to go into New England, just slap them and then walk away. Make or break for us. Gruden, Carr, Gunther, damn whole organization needs to step up. Oh, man. Montero, welcome to the show, dude. I'm right there with you. And I really think that it's mainly for this season, it's Gunther and Carr that are going to be on the chopping block. I really see both of those guys stepping up. I think Gunther's defense is going to shock some people. And I think if Carr can earn it out there, he's going to keep that job for us moving forward. But if he struggles, you're going to see Mariota in there. All aboard, dude. Welcome to the show. They could beat the 85 Bears. They can't score any points. Oh, man. I was in Chicago for that 85 Bear game watching Fridge come through that line. Zay Jones is going to step up. Zay Jones building that chemistry out there, man. He's building that chemistry. Things are really looking strong between him and Carr right now. It's another reason. It's weeks 1, 2, and 3. People are going to be pissed because, and I'm not going to say that it's not going to happen because I want to see Ruggs on the field so badly. But if you look at it like the very first time we take the field, week 1, no preseason, just going through our camp and our practices, there's a real good chance that Ruggs isn't in that starting rotation, and it's going to set me off, dude. But at the same time, if we can go out there with Williams on one side, Zay on the other, and then you have Waller, Foster in the other tight end spot, and then you got Jacobs out there. Let's see what happens with it, man. I just want to go out there and just put some points up and win some games out there. Go all aboard. Raiders is here. Yes, he is. Dude, cut some all aboard. He does a lot of Madden videos. He does a lot of lives. He's starting to do a lot more live shows out there. I think he has one coming up in a couple days. They're good shows, dude. Go check him out. It's really a cool channel. His Madden skills are way better than mine will ever be. So props to you for that. If we win 10 games and miss the playoffs, I still consider that a success. Run it back. Yeah, no, I'm saying we're going to be 10-6. I really think we're going to be right there. I really think we could push to 11-5. I think the perfect season we go 12-4, but I see us we're not going to miss the playoffs if we're at 10-6. There's no chance. Not with that extra wild card spot, but I really think we'd honestly be a step above that last added spot out there. OFC just means the AFC was a dummy competitor. Yeah, dude, it truly is. Keep the videos up. This is all about the playoffs, Super Bowl or bust. It's got to be playoffs. Black Mamba, welcome to the show, dude. It has to be playoffs. There's no in between. We have to get to the playoffs this season. Yeah, two preseason Cardinals and Niners, unless they take it away, because that's what they're voting on right now, is taking it away. And they also gave players the option to opt out of this season, but the contract doesn't count. So, you'd still be under contract by that team. I'm curious to see how many players take advantage of that. That could be a big difference maker completely around the league to see who just says, no, I'm going to take a year off. I'll come back next year. Nothing will change. Just saying a good defense would help this team out. Yes, it would, even though we probably already knew that. Diego, we have a good defense. I'm telling you, our defense right now, I've said it time and time again, man, keep an eye out on our defense, because our defense, it's going to be top 10. I know a lot of people don't believe it. I know it's going to take time for it to gel. I know it's a lot of new faces, but the talent that is on our defense right now is something like we have not had in a good 20 years, and I love it. I truly love it. Can't wait to see how our second stream and backups receivers contribute to the process to the Super Bowl this year. Call me crazy, but we're going. Go Raiders. I will not call you crazy. I think Edwards is going to be a big part of that. I want to see Edwards could be an impact in a lot of these games, and I want to see exactly how that kid can step up. Can always improve. All aboard. Going live tomorrow, 5-6 Eastern. Diego this year, we got to focus on the playoffs, and then, of course, we'll try for the Super Bowl 21. Yeah, no, dude, You got to go for the Super Bowl every year and then just see what happens. But I'm telling you, this year we're making that playoff push. We have to make that playoff push. When we have the Buccaneers this year, it's going to be crazy. Yeah, dude, that Bucs game will be real fun. Split against Denver, lose twice against KC, and lose against the Bucs. Falcons loss. Yeah, no. We crushed Denver. That team's not ready yet. We win one against KC. That Falcons game is going to be tough. And I'll be at that Falcons game. If the Falcons are winning, then that's a win for the Falcons. If the Falcons are having one of their kind of trash seasons, we will go out there and beat the Falcons in there. And there's no chance I'm saying that the Saints beat us in our home opener. I do not care. We go out there and slap the Saints in the face. There's too much hype, too much money behind that game. We go out there and kick the crap out of them. Mayock Will never had a top 20 defense in Carr's 6 years. Just needs to be top 10. Yeah, dude, I'll give you that. If Carr had a top 10 defense, you're going to see exactly what Carr can do. Mayock Will make moves for us to win. Mac's making moves right now for us to win this coming Super Bowl. Dude, if you've seen any of the analysis, so-called odds makers, they don't even give us the Raiders a chance to win even 7 games. What are your thoughts? They don't, and they never have, and they never will until we put it together for a season. You got to figure, if us take 2016 out of the equation, we've been trash for a long, long time. And it sucks to say, and I've been there every year at the start of every season telling everybody I know, this is the year, and then we go out there and it happens to us. We just get crapped on. We just get injuries. Sometimes we just don't play. We just don't show up. The defense is always trash. Teams exploit us. And so these guys have no reason to go out there, regardless of who's on this roster, and say anything different's going to happen. So I take that with a grain of salt. There's a lot of hype behind this team right now. There's a lot of hype going into the new city, a brand new stadium. Dude, I'm telling you, it's going to be big. It's going to be big for us this year. How many TDs for Renfro? I'll give him a solid 8. If Renfro can go out there and grab 8 TDs this season, I'd be extremely happy. Falcons is like 50-50. It really is. That whole game depends on how the Falcons season is. If they're in playoff contention, they're going to go out there and play extremely hard. If their season's pretty much already over, we'll roll through Atlanta. It's just the way that team works. All right, man. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Thank you for all so much for coming out. You know I always do appreciate that. The Patriots, I'm saying this is a win, man. I'm saying we go into New England and get that win. So that's what I got for you, man. Until next time, I'm Son Joku. I appreciate everybody that came out. Please click that thumbs up on your way out. Really helps me out. We'll see you guys later.